19. The tornado. Jackie's POV. After she left, I went through that manager's performance report. It was nearly impossible to find any errors in his work. He was exceptional, and anyone could tell that his promotion last year was well-deserved because of his competence. How on earth can I get rid of this guy? I can't demote him. I can't fire him. Wait, I can do something to keep him away from her, and now I know exactly what to do. A sly smirk crept onto my face as the idea formed in my mind. I don't want to be the bad guy, but I can't just stand by and watch someone hovering around my girl. What? My girl? Since when did she become my girl? When did that happen? Do I like her? Yes, I like her, but not in that way, of course. Then in what way? My inner voice prodded with a pointed tone. I hesitated. I don't know. I don't have an answer to that yet. You're lying. Tell me now, my inner voice demanded. Geez, stop annoying me, I snapped aloud, louder than I intended. Sorry, sir, a voice said from behind me, making me whirl around in surprise. Balram, I exclaimed, seeing him staring at me with a nervous expression. Sorry to disturb you, sir. I'll come back later, he said hastily, turning to leave. No, Balram, stop, I said quickly, desperate to recover. I was just, what were you saying? I stammered, struggling to find something to say. Sir, are you all right? He asked, looking at me with a mix of confusion and concern. Oh no, what did he hear? I couldn't recall saying anything out loud apart from my last outburst. Yeah, I'm fine. Why do you ask? I replied, trying to sound casual. You seem weird, he said, twitching his lips to the side with a frown. You just talk work. Stop focusing on me, Mr. Balram, I retorted, fumbling over my words. Gee, sir, he replied, standing upright like a soldier. Gee? There it was again. Gee. What does that even mean? She said it too. I need to figure this out. Gee, what does that mean? I asked curiously. No, nothing, sir. I meant yes, sir, he replied. So G means yes? I pressed, seeking confirmation. Yes. No, sir. Actually, G is a respectful way to address someone. It can be used in different ways. For instance, if you call me and say, Balram, come here, I can answer G humbly before coming. If you say something that surprises me, I might respond with G in a shocked tone. If you ask whether a task is done, I'll reply G with a nod, meaning it's completed. Basically, it's all about the expression. G is a versatile word. It can mean yes, surprise, sorrow, or anything else, depending on the context. It's like the Joker in a card game. It fits anywhere. He explained with dramatic facial expressions, his theatrics making the explanation oddly entertaining. For a moment, I felt like I was watching a mimicry artist perform on stage. When he finished, I realized my mouth had been hanging open. I quickly closed it and blinked, trying to process what I just heard. So it's all about the expression, huh? What was her expression when she said gee? Her eyes were wide, I think. Was she surprised? Probably. But her eyes are naturally bigger than most people's. Oh, her eyes. Those beautiful eyes. Sir? Balram's voice snapped me out of my thoughts, pulling me back to reality. Balram. Yes, sir? Can your language be a little easier so that normal people like me can understand? It's very easy, sir. Yeah, right. Hundreds of languages, each with thousands of words, and each word with millions of expressions. Very easy indeed, I stated sarcastically, rolling my eyes. But within a year you can learn at least one language, sir. None of the Indians knows all the languages of India. But from childhood, we speak our mother tongue plus Hindi, which is our unofficial national language, as well as English, since it's the official language and necessary for professional settings. So, in total, all Indians know at least 3 languages for sure, he said casually. Great. Wow, thank you, Balram, for making me feel stupid now. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to. Of course you didn't. Now tell me, why are you here? Yes. I almost forgot, he said, stepping forward. I need your signature here, sir. He handed me a file. What is it? I asked, squinting at the document. Sir, Mr. James sent this to me. He said it's an urgent legal document and requires your signature as requested by the lawyer. Mr. James also mentioned that he emailed you about this and has been trying to call you all morning, but you weren't responding, so he informed me instead. What? I've had my phone with me the whole time. I walked over to the couch, grabbed my phone from the tea table, and realized it was in silent mode. Shit, I muttered, staring at the screen. 23 missed calls, I shouted, my eyes widening. How did my phone go to silent mode? I never do that. It's okay, sir. Phones are very smart these days. They do what they want, Balram quipped with a grin. I shot him a cold glare. Not the time to joke, Balram. Sorry, sir. He apologized, immediately looking down. I'll sign it and email him the scanned copy. You just courier the original, okay? I instructed? Yes, sir. He nodded. Anything else? No, sir, that's all. I'll get back to work. I nodded and he left. I carefully read through the document, confirmed everything with James, and signed it. After scanning and emailing it, I informed Balram to courier the original signed document.
Lavanya's POV. As soon as I entered the canteen and walked towards the table where Ruhi and Virat sir were sitting, I apologized quickly. I'm sorry guys, I was... What did he say? Virat sir asked as soon as I reached their table. What? Who? I asked confused. Mr. Dawson, our boss. He clarified, lowering his voice. Oh, I took a sudden breath. Nothing. He was, a little busy with work, so I just put the file on his desk and came back. That's it? He frowned, clearly not convinced. I nodded weakly. Then what took you so long? Well, I can't exactly tell him the details. I began frantically trying to come up with something, but before I could finish, another female voice interrupted me. Don't ask her anything she doesn't want to answer. She's a terrible liar, Ruhi criticized, rolling her eyes at me. Excuse me, what was that? Virat sir asked in a surprised tone, clearly lost on where this conversation was heading. Ruhi, please, I pleaded softly, hinting at her not to bring this up in front of him. She ignored me, turning her face away. Oh no, please, Ruhi. What's going on here? Should I leave and give you two some privacy? He asked politely, his tone that of a gentleman looking between the two of us. I stood there silent. No, I don't want to talk to her. Let's just continue with the food, Ruhi replied dismissively, gesturing towards the table. That hurt me, badly. I'm sorry, Ruhi. Please try to understand, nah. I pleaded again, my voice trembling. Understand what? That you're a bad liar who got caught? Her eyes burned with anger. You lied to him, she exclaimed, pointing at Virat sir. You lied to me. Now, her finger was directed at her chest. And now you're asking me to understand you? She finally turned her finger towards me, her smile fake, her words cutting. Well then, explain this to me, Miss Lavanya Verma. How many friends do you have here, huh? She began ranting, looking around the canteen. Ruhi, please have some mercy. I could feel my eyes start to sting, tears threatening to spill at her harsh words. I know this is all my fault. Tell me, she demanded, her eyebrows raised as she shrugged at me. Hey, stop. What's going on here? Virat sir interjected, looking at both of us. We kept glaring at each other, ignoring his question. I blinked rapidly, desperate to keep my tears at bay, and turned to look out of the window. Does anyone care to tell me what this is about? He asked again, his tone softer now. She lied, Ruhi declared, turning to him. She lied right to our faces, sir. What do you mean? He asked, his confusion evident. The other day, do you remember? We were so worried about her absence that we searched everywhere in this building, in the campus. Do you remember that day, sir? Ruhi asked, her tone accusatory. Yeah, why? He replied hesitantly. The breaking news, sir, is that she wasn't with her friend, like she said. She lied to you. And she told me she was with her uncle. Can you believe that? She lied to me too. And when I asked her the truth, she just stood there like a statue. See, just like this. Ruhi revealed, gesturing at me dramatically with both hands. You knew this was coming. My inner voice mocked me. I kept my gaze firmly fixed out of the window, too ashamed to meet their eyes. Lavanya? He called my name gently. What happened? His tone was soft, almost maternal. Where were you that day? He sighed before continuing. Did something happen? I mean, something bad? Yes, sir. So many things happened. But I can't say a word about it. See, she doesn't even give a damn about us. Ruhi shouted, emphasizing the word damn, and I shut my eyes tightly. You deserve this, my inner voice whispered coldly. Lavanya, please don't make this worse. Your friend is hurt and angry. If you don't want to tell me, fine, but at least tell her the truth. He urged softly, his voice full of concern. No, why? She has to tell both of us. She lied to both of us. You care about her, I care about her, so why not? Tell us, or you're going to lose both of us, Ruhi warned, her wide eyes blazing with anger. Where were you that day, Lavanya? She yelled. I can't. I began nervously. She was with me, someone interrupted, his voice powerful and commanding, though not loud. Who said that? We all turned to see who it was, and there stood Mr. Dawson about 6 feet away, tall and straight, with his hands casually resting in his trouser pockets. His expression was firm and proud, his jawline tight, and his eyes seethed with restrained fury. Slowly, he walked toward us. What? What is he doing? Why is he telling them this? He can't just reveal the truth in public like this. Oh God. This man has no shame. He doesn't care about his reputation. And now he's going to ruin mine as well. Stupid man, stupid American monster. This isn't your bold, free country, America. This is freaking India. Oh God, someone stop him and make him understand. She was with me, miss, he repeated, this time looking directly at Ruhi. Ruhi cha, sir, she stammered nervously. Yes, Miss Ruhi, your friend was with me the other day. I had to take her somewhere. He paused, and for a moment, it felt like the entire world held its breath. My eyes widened in shock. Gaiban's pani main, I cursed him internally. I had something important to discuss, he added, his eyes shifting to mine, his gaze intense. Everyone stared at him, their jaws dropped. Regarding work, he clarified, now addressing Ruhi and Virat sir. I exhaled in relief. I told her not to tell anyone about this. Is that a problem, Miss Ruhi? He asked, his tone intimidating. No, sir, she replied, her voice cracking. And you, Mr. Oberoi? He turned to Virat sir, his glare unwavering. I assume you have no further questions for Miss Verma, do you? Huh? Yeah, of course. Virat stuttered, then quickly shook his head. I mean, of course not. Of course not. Everything is clear. She was with you. I never had an issue, sir. Glad to hear that, Mr. Oberoi, Mr. Dawson replied, narrowing his eyes at him and inhaling deeply. By the way, I have some important announcements for you all. I've made some changes in the office. You'll soon receive an email regarding them. His eyes scanned each of us as he spoke. May I ask what? Virat began, only to be abruptly cut off. No, you may not, Mr. Dawson snapped. You'll be informed as I said. His words left Virat fumbling and all three of us looking down at the floor. I must say, I was really surprised by your performance report, Mr. Oberoi. You're excellent at your work. But let me give you a piece of advice. Keep up the focus unless you want your report card to take a turn for the worse. You don't seem very focused these days, he warned, causing Virat to choke slightly. And Miss Ruhi, he continued, turning his gaze to her. You'd better focus on your work as well. This is not the place to discuss your friendship issues. Keep that nonsense out of my office. This is my workplace, and I don't want to hear that kind of crap again. Got it? His tone was sharp and threatening. Ruhi nodded quickly, her eyes fixed on the floor. Good, he said with a faint smile, his intimidating presence unwavering. He had literally scared the life out of Ruhi and Virat, sir. Oh my god, now it was my turn. He was going to tear me apart. Why were my legs shaking? Why? He's going to. And Miss Lavanya. Hearing my name in his deep, husky voice, I froze. That's it, I'm done for. I was trembling with fear, unable to move. I understand the meaning of your G, by the way, he said, and I jerked my head towards him, stunned. What? G? All three of us stared at Mr. Dawson in confusion, unable to process his words. G, he repeated, his voice still low and commanding, before turning to leave with a smirk and a subtle nod toward me. G, I whispered to myself, trying to make sense of it. The letter G flooded my mind. I couldn't stop thinking about it. G, G, G. Suddenly, my gaze shifted to the two statues standing at either side of the table, both frozen in shock. I could see the fear written on their faces. They didn't move. I shifted my eyes from one to the other, trying to snap them back to reality. Sir Ruhi, I tried to bring them out of their trance when suddenly the bell rang, startling all of us. We should get going, I said quickly, and Ruhi, still in a daze, grabbed her purse and ran. Ruhi, I called, but she was already gone. I'll see you later, Lavanya, Virat sir said before turning and leaving as well. My lips parted, ready to say something, but he was gone too. I couldn't blame them. The storm that was Jackie Dawson had left them both stunned. I was lucky it didn't hit me as hard, but it had come close, throwing a big G right in my lap. What was that supposed to mean? I kept thinking about it on the way back to my cabin. He had definitely said something that I didn't understand. I'd have to ask him about it sometime soon. What was this G? His words kept echoing in my head. I understand the meaning of your G. I understand the meaning of your G. My G? My G? Ugh.